You're still watching Urban Daybreak on a beautiful Friday morning. We've had amazing segments before now, and now is the segment I look forward to. Of course, every segment is super amazing, but this particular one is something that I look forward to having. Chatfakoha is here with us in the studio talking about, well, cures to 7 ways to...
7 cures for a lean pulse.
I mix it up, but 7 cures for a lean pulse. And it's interesting how you come up with these topics. 7 cures for a lean pulse. That means having a lean pulse is a sickness, and then it needs to be cured.
Exactly.
But firstly, good morning, and thank you for being on the show this morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Margaret. Yeah. What is your partner?
Yeah, he's somewhere in Washington D.C. or he's actually in UK now. You know, the Queen's demise. He needs to. But then he's under the weather, so I just have to fill up for him.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, I think this is my show now, Abby.
Oh, of course, it's ours.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so if you are still watching us, that's your favorite segment.
My favorite segment, yeah.
And remind me of the segment again. Okay,
personal finance segment.
That's a very good one. You see what happened today or yesterday? The inflation figures are out.
Yes.
It's about 20.52.
52.
So that means the average Nigerian, if you used to buy something before for 10 naira, now it has gone up.
It keeps going up.
It keeps going up. So we need to tighten our belt. And this is the time where we need this personal finance training. It is more important now because we need to understand how inflation has eaten deep, not into our day-to-day spending, but also our retirement savings. So we need to now begin to talk to our pension managers to ensure that when they're investing our money, they invest in instruments, securities that will give us return that is higher than this inflation. That is when you get a positive return on your investment. Yes, so today now, we want to see how we can cure a lean pulse. Can I get a pulse from you? Let me see.
Okay, a pulse.
Can I get a pulse?
Yes, I have one here. Let me make sure that all the money is in the purse.
It's already a lean pulse. So you can see that this pulse is lean.
Yeah.
So how do we now cure this lean pulse? Now, let's imagine I earn 100 naira. And every day I earn that 100, I'm a daily worker. I earn that 100 naira. I put it inside this purse. Then I spend 90 naira. The next day I earn 100 naira. I put it inside here. I spend 90 naira. And I do this for a very long time. What do you think will happen to this lean pulse?
It becomes the way it's still the way it is.
Okay, look at this. I earn 100 naira. I take 90 naira. 10 naira is still left. The next day again, 10 naira is still left. 20 naira now. And it
increases.
It increases. You just answered it. So this lean pulse will become what? Fat. Over a long period of time. That is one of the ways you will use in curing a lean pulse. That is the first step in curing a lean pulse. And that's why the richest man in Babylon told us in his book, lo, money is so plentiful for those who understand the simple rules of its acquisition. I could give you back this year. So the first cure we have seen now is start thy pulse to fattening. A part of all I earn is mine to keep. So that 10 naira I keep there is mine to keep. It is not the money I'm going to give to the landlord, I'm going to give to the food seller, I'm going to give to my designer or my dry cleaner. It is for me. That is the first step. Now, the second step is to control thy expenses. I'll take the cure one by one. We've said the first one, we say start thy pulse to fattening. The second step is control thy expenditure. Now, you use a budget. You need budgeting because budget assists you to plan your spending. Some people have said budgeting limits them. It's a lie. Budgeting lets you know which are your wants, which are your needs, so that you budget for, you plan spending for your needs. Occasionally, once in a while, you can also satisfy some of your wants, not all your wants, because you cannot satisfy all your wants. Some experts have even suggested what they call 50-30-20. 50% for your necessities, 30% for your wants, then 20% for your retirement saving.
Can you take that again?
Yes, that's 50-30-20 rule. 50% for your necessities, 30% for your wants, then of course 20% for your retirement saving, for your charity, for whatever. But we are saying minimum 10% must be for you to keep. If you can do more than that, fine. And for you to achieve that, you need to use a budget. So the second cure now is control thy expenses. The third cure, make thy gold multiply. Now, you know the first cure, you have saved 10%. You have used budget now to control your expenditure. Now, you want that gold to multiply. You need to do what? Invest your money. Because savings, with savings rate of how many percent? At most 5%. What is the inflation rate?
5.5.
Over 20%. So
20.5.
you are getting a negative return. So you need to now invest that's your savings. That is, make thy goal to multiply. Now, once you have made your goal to multiply, do you just leave it like that? You need to monitor your investment. And that is the fourth cure. Guide their treasure from loss. Now, I did a documentary. I was interviewing a documentary. We were talking of how to identify Ponzi scheme. Any investment that tells you put 100,000, they will give you 200,000. That's 100% the next day. It's a fraud. Take it from, it's a fraud. Any investment that says, yes, just invest now, that pressure is a red flag for something fraudulent. So these are some of the schemes. A Ponzi scheme is a fraud. And it was started by somebody long ago. His name is Charles Ponzi. Not my friend, but Charles Ponzi. And that is how that Ponzi scheme has come to being today. So investors need to understand. Because your hard-earned savings, you have saved, you have invested. You don't go and put your money in such a scheme. And that's why you say you need to guard your treasure from loss. The next cure will be, now, guarding that your treasure from loss, you need to ensure that before you make any investment, invest wisely. Don't be greedy. That's the most important thing. They tell you bring 100,000, you get 200,000. You give them 100,000, they give you 200. Yes, initially you'll be getting your money. And they'll be asking you what? To reinvest.
And with more money.
With more money. And when you continue that, what will you, at the end of the day, you will discover that
lose everything.
You will lose everything. So you need to guard your treasure from loss. So the fifth cure will now be, make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. People have said the best place to invest is on this earth. After working for 25 years, you still pay rent. So you should gear towards having your own property. That's also a cure for a lean pause, so that at the end of the year, no landlord will come and disturb you. And that's why we encourage every young worker, as soon as you are employed, start thinking of how you can get involved in a mortgage scheme. There are mortgage banks all over the place. You can hook up with them, you start saving with them. Then when the time comes, after you have built some bit of credibility with them, you can now approach them for a loan to acquire a property. Normally in Nigeria, they say if you have about 10%, you want to buy a house for 15 million, you already have, let's say, 1.5 million or 2 million. You have saved with them. You can approach them for that loan. Once they give you that loan, of course, you keep paying. Usually it's 20, 25, 30 years. And that's why we say mortgage is an investment. But rent is an expenses. You're already staying in the house. It's your house. But you have not finished paying. It's only when you finish paying at that 20, 25 years after, it becomes your house. That's when the mortgage bank will give you the document for the house. So it is still your own, because no landlord will come and meet you at the end of the year for rent. So the fifth cure for a lean pause is, make of thy dwelling a profitable investment.
Okay. 6,
ensure a future income. You cannot continue to work the way you are working. They're very young. People are young. They can do presentation, present so many programs, do so many things. But the time will come. They want to run. They can't run. They want to do so many things. That's why I say, ensure a future income. Take an insurance policy. so that by the time you can no longer work, then the insurance company can be paid. People do what they call annuity. That is, you must have taken that policy, paid some amount of money. By the time you now retire, this apart from your pension, the insurance company will pay you a certain amount of money every month while you are no longer working. So you have ensure that you have a future income that is coming to you. That is the 6th cure for a lean purse. The 7th cure, increase their ability to earn. There's nothing wrong to improve yourself. They say when you learn more, you earn more. Be an expert in your field so that people will call you wherever you are, and when you perform, you'll be paid. So I've seen some people who start a job with first degree. 20, 25 years is still learning that first degree. They have not gone to, improve themselves, do certificate courses, do specialized courses, improve. They even try some other things differently. So you need to increase your ability to earn so that at the end of the day, even while you are sitting at home, what you have done before, streams of income will continue to come to you. Because the essence is for you to live a comfortable life. And that comfortable life has been decreed by God, that we should come here and multiply. So we should have multiple streams of income. So if we follow these 7 steps, we will have cured that lean pulse that we demonstrated earlier. So let us take it seriously and know that for every worker deserves their wage and rest.
Wow. Yeah. I like the fact that you mentioned the part of the Bible that said going to do what and multiply. A lot of people use it in terms of multiplying and having so many children, but the fact that multiplication, it's relative. You can multiply in, of course, family, multiply streams of income. And I think I like this particular part, going to do what I'm multiplying now, not just having so much children, but having so much businesses and so many streams of income is all part
multiply your intellectual capacity.
As a matter of fact, multiply. Thank you so much, Charles Fakrohan. This is amazing, and hopefully the owner of the post will know that by next time.
Yeah, because we fat.
Have a fatter post right now. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and of course, by next week we'll still have more. I'm sure different topics will come up.
Yes, let me even shock you. By next week, we're looking at the 5 laws of gold.
Interesting. 5 laws of gold.
As given to us by George Clarkson. You see, the 7th cure is what was done about 7,000 years ago. And you can see that it is still relevant today. Just like the laws of gravity, the laws of money are unchanging and they remain the same.
So that's the quote. The laws of money are unchanging and they remain the same. Thank you one more time for being on the show. Jafako had there. A financial expert, a stockbroker, every single thing about money, investment, all you need to know, he's the best bet for that. We'll take a short break now. The show is gradually coming to an end as we usher you into an amazing weekend. Up next, we'll be looking at social media buzz, looking at what's trending on social media and the reactions of Nigerians to this trending topics. We'll be right back.